October 13th, 2020. Dateline and Google and Ad Awards. When you type Carole into Google, this is what you get. And it was 12 million results. The Dateline piece made me their punching bag again, so I was glad that neither Howie nor I chose to talk to them on camera. I know the media will be all over me today for a quote, and I have 3 interviews scheduled for today and a catch-up call with local directive, so I posted this to Facebook. I am sorry that Dateline chose to use 1998 footage of me petting big cats because I believe that sort of thing makes people want to pay to pet them. And that's the worst thing that could happen to a wild cat, given the way their lives end when they are no longer safe to handle. They are only cute and cuddly for about 5 minutes of their lives, and the rest of their existence they are wild animals who want nothing to do with you, other than to try and get past you to freedom. There was so much more from my diary they could have used, such as the fact that there are 3 expert handwriting firms who have been the only ones to see the originals of all of the documents, the will, the power of attorney, the trusts, and the sample documents, including the marriage certificate. All agreed that the documents were authentic and signed by Don Lewis. Instead of using that piece from my diary, they used me mocking the guy they found after polling how many others who may not have given the answer they wanted, who made a ridiculous claim of a forgery on what he saw online in copies. I'm just amazed at how many of these media outlets say they want to tell my story, but when they have full access to everything I know, they choose to use the things that totally expose the false claims against me for what they never choose to use the things that totally expose the false claims against me for what they really are. Those reports, and so much more, are online below at the link. Find out for yourself if you care what the truth is at savethecats.org and bigcatrescue.org/Netflix. The following is what I found when wondering how popular the sanctuary is versus my name, and I'm glad to report that 134 million pages vie for number 1 for that phrase, Big Cat Rescue, and we are at the top, whereas only 12 million are vying for my name. This was a think piece I was asked to participate in for innovationsoftheworld.com. Number 1, your perspective on innovations. You have ideas and observations about what it means to be innovative, particularly in your industry. The heart of your thought leader piece is your unique perspective on innovation. What does innovation mean to you? I answered, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, is a quote attributed to Albert Einstein, and is exactly why innovation is the only thing that will get us from where we are to where we need to be. Where we are is on a climate-changing planet where scientists agree that today's extinction rate is hundreds or even thousands of times higher than the natural baseline rate. It is being referred to as the 6th mass extinction, and already most exotic cat species, who are at the top of the food chains in their regions, are facing extinction. Zoos promise to be the arks that would save them from extinction, but in the past 200 years of holding wild cats hostage, they have never come closer to fading from our planet than now. Any true conservationist will tell you that conservation means protecting habitats and the entire circle of life. No exotic cat in a cage is protecting habitat, and no big cat born in a cage can ever be set free. So if we want to save the very life support system that we all depend on for fresh air, clean water, and natural resources, we have to protect the apex predators in their homelands. Question number 2, the future of innovation. Through your eyes, what does an ideal future in your industry look like? And what is required to grow the culture of innovation in your region? What are the potential obstacles and challenges you believe the innovation ecosystem will need to address to help achieve this ideal? I answered, we have the tech to do it right now. Through motion-censored internet streaming 360/3D cameras, we can be in the wildcats' world without disturbing them. We can bring anyone with a smartphone or a virtual reality headset to any place on the planet via cyberspace. We have to outlaw the practice of taking wild cats from the wild or breeding them for lives of captivity, and create demand for these immersive experiences in virtual reality, because captive breeding provides a legal smokescreen for illegal activities like poaching. If the only way you or your child can ever see wildcats in the wild, and via these strategically placed remote cameras, then it creates commerce for local people to protect their wildlife and the cameras. If the tiger is thriving in the forest, it is because the entire web is in balance. Question number 3. Advice and best practices. What practical advice can you give someone who wants to be successful as an entrepreneur or company in your area? Your opinions will be valuable to readers, giving them useful advice on how to innovate and succeed. I answered, entrepreneurs have to be visionaries who can look at what is and imagine what could be. You don't have to be a dreamer to make a difference, though. There is so much that can be done right now with the technology we already have to make the world a kinder, safer, and more sustainable place to live. I think the biggest impediment to innovation is that most people will cling to what they know instead of reaching for the unknown and taking a risk. When it comes to our planet, we just can't keep doing things over and over the way we always have and get a result other than the extinction of all species, including ourselves. Sending a headshot in a separate email right now. Note it was a cutout from yesterday's diary entry. Michael Schillig shares ad awards. Big Cat won 4 awards in the 2021 International Graphis Advertising Annual Competition. The winning work will be featured in a distinctive coffee table book. I attached the 2 gold-winning entries as they appear in the actual book, which Graphis chose to feature on their website. Below, I listed the 4 winning posters. Photo bars, gold. Subliminal stripes poster, gold. Read Between the Stripes poster, silver. Cub Petting Fingerprints poster. Droga 5 New York, a renowned creative shop with offices all over the world, beat out our 2 Big Cat spots to win the Best Spot for a Cause in the International Radio Mercury Awards for a commercial related to mental health. But I still thought it was quite an honor that we had 2 of the 8 finalists in that category. Below is a link to the videos from the Radio Mercury Award finalists, which they played right before the virtual show started. The Mercuries wanted each finalist to create a 15-second video on how it feels to be a finalist. I had a friend shoot me on his iPhone since this was before anyone was back in the office. It was kind of cool, though, because they played my video last, and then the show started. You can see my mug at the very end. And then there's a Vimeo link to that. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.